Hello everybody, my name is Cul Blu, and I am bringing you guys random podcast number 74. And guys, I was gonna pause and take a moment to say hello. I am back. Not yet, but I'm almost back. Finals are almost done for me, which means that I almost have enough time to just do cast after cast after cast after cast and be more involved. But like I told you guys before, if you guys are watching this in the future, you don't really care. But there is a time period right now where I have to literally stop doing things Dota related if I can help it. And I'm taking a break from studying and stuff. So this is my break. And it's actually funny because I haven't actually studied yet. So speaking of studying, I haven't actually done my homework as far as knowing what these names are. Because I see @GorgeousDota and AU Strike or IU Strike. And those names, I swear, seem extremely familiar. I don't know where they're from, but they seem really familiar. But guys, let's be honest. If I barely do my homework in real life, am I really going to do my homework in Dota? Question of the day. All I gotta say is, as far as doing homework for Dota, I want to do more. I want to do more as far as research. I want to know more. I need to know more if I want to ever become a decent caster. But like I always tell you guys, this is a hobby thing for me, which means I'll put as much into it as I possibly can, and probably not enough at certain points in times. So, yeah. Sorry guys. I mean, I'm just saying, ain't nobody got time for that. I mean, 6 to 7 words, however you count that. But anyway, at any rate, that's not going to affect how I cast, because I will keep casting as high-octanely as I possibly can, as detailed-oriented as I can. And speaking of detail-oriented, guys, I don't know if you watch my videos or not, but look at this game right now. This looks gorgeous. And I'm actually kind of concerned, because my OBS is looking like it's having a bunch of pickups. But I got a new graphics card. And as a result of me getting a new graphics card, I pumped the settings all the way up just to see how the OBS would handle it while I was recording and playing the game. And by the looks of it, I'm getting 15 to 17 frames per second, which is about on par with what I used to get before. But I know my graphics card is capable of handling more now. For all those who are wondering, I upgraded from an 8800 GTX 8800 to a GTX 660. I could have got a 760 if I would have waited one more day, but I was impatient. Kind of sucks. But yeah, it can handle it. Just know that before, if I would have done that like a long time ago with my other graphics card, it'll look very, very crappy. But there you go, guys. Proof. The settings were pumped all the way up. But let me go and pump them on down. I apologize, guys, for taunting you with some beautiful, beautiful pictures in the background. But I prefer smooth OBS over awesome-looking game. The game looks nice enough. I'll keep the textures on high, and I'll keep the ambient creatures on. But everything else is going off, and everything else is going a little bit lower. Sorry, guys. And boom! Look at that OBS. Capping out at 18 frames per second. I think it might be because of my settings. Hold on. Hold on. I should have figured all this out before I started recording, huh?
The battle begins.
Yep, I totally cap out at 22 frames per second. I need to change that. I don't know if I can change it while I was recording. Let's see. Oh no! Oh, CulBlu done broke things, guys. Hold on. Oh, 300 frames per second? I don't think it's possible. Yep. Yeah, that's CulBlu screwing things up ever since whenever he got his new graphics card. So anyway, OBS is going to be relatively crappy. No, not relatively crappy, but same quality. But let me go ahead and talk about the players in this game, because I'm spending way too much time talking about me and my personal problems. So let's go ahead and start off on the side of the Radiant, since we're already freaking here. Now on this Pudge we have... Jeez, this looks weird. Oh, it's a creep. Oh man, I just turned my portraits off. Whoops. We have Babu Jukin on Pudge. Moving over up top, we got somebody surrounded. This is a Dark Seer, all surrounded by his by his enemies, and we got somebody with a weird name that's like literally over here and over there and all over the place. We got Juggernaut actually getting a kill down bottom on top of Clockwerk. And this is what happens when you don't catch up as a caster. Like I gotta make sure I stay on top of this, because these guys are killing people left and right, and I'm missing them right and left because I'm backwards like that. But yeah, we got quote underscore all the way across, and then another single quote on that Dark Seer. Moving over to mid, because you see a rotation coming in for these guys. These guys want to get this kill on top of Razor. They do miss a Venomous Gale, so that means Razor should be able to make it alive. But no, screw that. Crystal Maiden got a Frostbite, and Pudge got some Rot to throw on top of Razor. Razor does go down. Pudge getting himself a kill, and he does have a healing style, so he should be able to stay in lane for quite a long time, guys. Moving on down bottom, we see 0-0 on that Juggernaut, and of course on this Venomancer, who is new and improved, and he's a Viper now. He's not a Venom slug thing. He's Spooky Man, or sorry, Spooty Man. And to be honest, I actually like the slug, what some people like to call a derp slug on Venomancer, because it felt like it fit. Like Venomancer to V felt like a dork, and The last Venomancer, like the old Venomancer, looked like a dork. This Venomancer looks like he's like, I don't know, just a tryhard, for lack of better words. And I think I missed one person. That was the Crystal Maiden. Of course, we see the one, the only, Solicide or Suicide, how you want to pronounce it. It's either an I or an L, and I think it's an I, so it's Suicide, and it's what I will call it. On that Crystal Maiden. And yes, I do agree, that is Suicide playing Crystal Maiden. Meanwhile, down bottom, we got Juggernaut about to commit some suicide of his own by dying. Clockwerk trying to go for the kill. Thankfully, Juggernaut's able to back out enough, and now we got at Gorgeous Dota about to be going down. He's in a little bit of trouble. Those are the power cards. He's on the wrong side of everything. Venomancer doesn't have Venomous Gale, but doesn't really matter. Just a few more right clicks, all I need for his Clockwerk, and Clockwerk, he will be going down to the Venomancer. 227 gold to Gryffindor, because why the freak not? And moving on to introduction, starting off on the side of the Dire, because I have neglected that. We see, oh man, Crystal Maiden down bottom taking a lot of damage. The creeps will be able to finish her off, so she will not be collecting levels for a few seconds. By a few seconds, I mean literally a few seconds. She's like level 2, guys. But doing introductions on the side of the Dire, we have on this Clockwerk who just died, not including the Crystal Maiden. We have at Gorgeous Dota on him and or her, because Clockwerk's either a guy or a girl. Nah, Clockwerk's a guy, but the player, I don't know. Moving on to the Razor mid, we see Coupe, or Coupe, I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce that, on Razor. On this Rubick, we see Owl Strike, or AU Strike, I'll call him Owl, or Strike. And moving on to this Phantom Assassin, we see, well, Pudge. I saw Pudge take a lot of damage. Anyway, on this Phantom Assassin, we see Watabajin on her. And last but not least, in the jungle, on this Batrider, or Batrider, how you want to pronounce it, we see Dae-Su. And even though it's written out phonetically for me, guys, I still can't pronounce it. It probably says Dae-Su, just because I said it first and it was wrong. But yeah, actually, let me turn my audio settings down because I feel like they're a little bit too high. I don't want to deafen you guys with my beautiful voice. And meanwhile, Pudge gets a kill mid on top of Razor. It looks like a hook was to finish him off. Razor. Yeah, Razor probably won't stand any chances until he starts to get his big items up. And by the looks of it, Razor's going for a hand of Midas or power treads. Likely a hand of Midas. Pudge's gonna throw a hook. The hook does just barely miss it. That'll land it. That'll have been like the most pro stuff I've ever seen in my life. But at Gorgeous Dota, able to live another day, and this would be a very, very, very sad baby juking. Or baby juke. Okay. Let's go and bring up this last into the night so you guys can see what awesome things are going on with that. We see Phantom Assassin does have 20 last hits versus her counterpart, which is actually, where is he? She's actually Juggernaut, 12. So 20 to 12 or 13 to 20. 2012. That's when the world's supposed to end, but we're still here, guys. Or are we? You know, technically the world could have ended, and we could have not known. Because we're all dead at the same time. Something to make you think. But I'm sorry, guys. I love my animated portraits, and I had to go turn them back on because it's freaking awesome. Meanwhile, maybe see Pudge does not go down. That was a dead Razor. The rotation did come in for Crystal Maiden, so Suicide able to do a little bit with that. And these guys are just rotating in very casual ways, and I feel rusty. This is what happens when you spend so much time trying to do all your homework in the course of 3 days, guys. And by all your homework, I mean like half a semester's worth of homework. And no, actually not 2 days, but like more like 2 weeks. I should have done it a long time ago. And it makes me mad too, because I just discovered that if I do things in like, you know, courses, like pace myself, it's a lot easier to just manage. Now, a lot of people might be saying, duh, Cul Blu, but guys, let me have my moment, please. Let me have my moment, please. So anyway, we got a smoke gank coming on towards from the Pudge and Crystal Maiden. Pudge looks like he's going for, he has an earned shadow, so he's ready to go for some more ganks. Looks like he's going to start off with a nice tasty Rubick if you can catch him. He doesn't want the Razor. Razor, it'd still be easy to kill, but he's going to go for it anyway. They do get around the corner. Crystal Maiden, those are the Crystal Nova. Here's a Razor throwing out a chunk of damage on top of Crystal Maiden. She's almost dead. Rubick telekinesis does come through. TP comes up for Clockwerk. Pudge will not be able to run away from this battery assault. Plus Razor still on his damage, and there's a dead Pudge. Razor able to pick up the kill on top of that. So Coop able to pick up something for his troubles, and Crystal Maiden, Suicide on that Crystal Maiden does pick up a regen rune on the backside. Meanwhile, Darkseer, he's up top just doing a little bit of harassing damage with Phantom Assassin. They both are relatively low, but Darkseer does have a soul ring, so he should be fine as far as surviving this lane. And he also has himself another ring of health, so likely he's going for that fast pipe. It's too hard to tell right now. Moving on down bottom on Juggernaut, he's going to be going for a Battle Fury or a Vanguard, likely a Battle Fury. Clockwerk at Gorgeous does a hook. Hook does miss completely.
Do it with flair.
The target of that was Venomancer, who was Spotty Man, and Spotty Man would have likely died very, very easily because he's a snake, and you kill snakes with swords, according to Legend of Zelda. Don't know. I was trying to make a joke out of that, but it didn't work. Anywho, going on mid, we see Coop on that Razor. He is trying to build that hand of Midas. He does have 1,000 gold built up in his bank account right now, and I don't know how beneficial it's going to be to his team for now. We're getting closer and closer to the mid game. It's going to become a point where it just won't matter. And by it just won't matter, I mean like it really, Razor can get all the gold he wants, but these guys are going to be snowballing out of control, out of freaking control. At Gorgeous Dota around the corner, Rappel is up in 24 seconds, so it looks like he won't be initiated anytime soon. But the whole entire Dire side seems to have gotten the call of, hey, let's rotate top and try to kill stuff. It looks like that's what they will be doing. Phantom Assassin farming up forward, Pudge waiting for a hook, trying to see if he can land a good spot on top of her, but he will not be able to find that Phantom Assassin just yet. Honestly, I think Rubick would be the best person to go for it. Does throw the hook. The hook does just barely miss the backside of that Rubick. So Rubick's cape almost got caught, but it did not get caught because his cape is made of not catchable stuff. Slippery, slippery stuff, guys. This is slippery slope. And speaking of slippery slopes, we got Clockwerk around the backside. He does get caught with the hook, and he does get hit with a whole bunch of stuff and does go down. Pudge, notably, Pudge saved his ulti. He did not use his ult on Clockwerk, which means that if he can drop another hook, that's going to be another free kill, and Batrider just might be the next person down. They do not know he's here. But Batrider does know Pudge is here with an Invis rune. And of all awkward things, there's a Sentry Ward right there too. Meanwhile, Razor's mid. His ulti did go through Razor. I don't know why he's going this way, but he is going this way. Pudge hook can still land. He can still catch him if he wants to, but he will not be able to land it. Meanwhile, Batrider Blink Dagger is perfectly finished, and Razor very, very, very close to that hand of Midas. Meanwhile, down bottom, Juggernaut just having all the fun in the world. Just saying, yo, bro, if you're not going to mess with me, I'm just going to get a whole bunch of farm and kill stuff. Meanwhile, Maiden up top, she does get telekinesis back. Phantom Assassin and Rubick trying to get aggressive on their tails, and Phantom Assassin might be in a little bit of trouble, just a little bit more damage, and she would be dead. But no, the healing staff does come out for the support. Meanwhile, we got somebody chasing. This is a Pudge getting chased by Batrider. Pudge could potentially just turn around and try to go for the kill, but actually, no, he doesn't have his ult right now. He's in a little bit of trouble. He really wishes he had a 4-staff. He's going to get dragged on down to the low ground by Batrider, and we got Juggernaut actually got himself a kill on top of Razor. Easy kill is easy. He did drop his ulti just for that. Now these guys are trying to shoo away the Batrider while they go for the kill on top of the tower or something, or just try to run away. Pudge trying to do what he can. Throws the ultimate top bat. This will be a dead bat, and Pudge looks like he's going to try to suicide. Suicide does not go through. Very, very, very close on that suicide, but it was not there. Some really cool plays almost coming out, but if they were able to get the kill on top of bat and Pudge suicided, that would have been so sexy, guys. Clockwerk grapple forward, does not land on what he wants to land on. The creeps are all up in the way, so Juggernaut will be able to fight another day. And I don't mean I don't say that because he was going to respawn. I mean that because he's not dead right now.
Middle tower is under attack.
He's going to be able to continue farming. He needs to be very careful though, because he has just enough for one spin, or his Blade Fairy. But that really doesn't mean anything if Clockwerk can catch you in his cogs. Ooh, tea. Oh my God. Oh man. So I'm having tea and it's been distilled too long, so I need to handle this situation all admin like, because Cul Blu's the most awesome admins in the world. I know. Anyway, Pudge hook comes down top of Phantom Assassin. She's just immediately regrets her decision. She was trying to go for the kill on top of Darkseer, but really, I honestly would have never even attempted that because Darkseer, he can surge. It doesn't matter if you throw out your stifling dagger, he can still surge away. And oh, by the way, they're missing 3 people on the map at that time, so Phantom Assassin getting a little bit in over her head. Batrider blinks forward, really wishes that he was close enough to throw a lasso, but he's trying to get there. He does not have any tranquil boost, so he doesn't have the extra move speed, but Juggernaut has phase boost, and he's going to be able to run the crap away. Juggernaut does have a healing ward, so he can't drop it to keep himself nice and healthy. These guys will be diving as far as they possibly can. Juggernaut is actually in a very, very good spot. Rubick does have a spin, so Rubick will be used on top of Juggernaut. Juggernaut does go down because of that Batrider. And Rubick's still alive. Smoke of the Sea does get used. These guys do hide away in the trees. Batrider here going to go ahead and blink away, trying to catch the courier or just try to GTFO.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Nope, pumps up a healing salve and stays. Meanwhile, middle tower getting attacked by a whole bunch of people. We got a Pudge, a Darkseer, a Venomancer, and Crystal Maiden walk into a bar. And they say, hey, where's Razors? I don't know, guys. That was... Probably could have thought of a funnier one, huh?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Clockwerk looking to see if he can get a rappel on top of anybody, but he has no support right now mid. The middle siege is going to happen. This middle tower will be going down, but will they be able to catch a kill? Venomancer forward, trying to get a Plague Ward, or trying to get a Venomous Gale. Which actually looking at it right now, I don't personally I don't like Venomancer's build because oh my gosh, Pudge, Rubick just stole Pudge hook, which means a potential. No, he stole Rot. Oh, sad. I thought Rubick stole Pudge hook, but he stole Rot instead. which makes sense because usually what Pudges do is they throw the hook and then while the hook is still flying they throw rot. So Rubick not quick enough on the trigger finger to get any of that. Meanwhile, Venomancer's still up top. She has been farming, not necessarily unbothered. She's been bothered a lot by Darkseer with his iron shells and whatnot and all this sorcery. But she has been on par with Juggernaut for the most part. The only difference between these two is I think PA's actually died and Juggernaut's still alive. Actually no, Juggernaut's died too. But Juggernaut has been able to catch a few more kills. We actually got Pudge got a kill on top of Rubick. Not that big of a deal. It's just support. But anyway, at the same time, we got Pudge actually a little bit of trouble. He does go on the high ground, really wishing that he has some support on the backside. Clockwerk plus Batrider will be able to finish him off. Pudge almost able to survive long enough. And Batrider does get a last on top of Darkseer. Not sure the best of targets, but we got Juggernaut trying to go all in on top of Razor. His ulti's available. He can't use it if he needs to, but he has no damage right now. All the damage got sucked away by Razor's razor blade of electricity thing. And these guys are chasing this. These guys are chasing this Darkseer
Dire's top tower
with fire and electricity. It's almost like a Jakiro, but just you know, instead of ice, it's electricity. Clockwerk Rapple does fly forward. It would not have equated to anything anyway because he did not have enough HP. He would have just, you know, casually gave him a nice little free bit of gold. And speaking of giving people a free bit of gold, Rubick does drop to the Juggernaut ult all by his lonesome in the middle lane while his team retreated with their tails between their legs. And speaking of tails between their legs, I think Batrider has an awesome set. He has a new bat, the legendary mount, the Bessie the Batmelon. It's a weird name. Anyway, we got a Venomancer plus somebody else chasing a Razor out of the jungle. This is no longer your jungle, bro. All your jungles belongs to us. It's exactly what they just said and it's exactly what they meant. Meanwhile, down bottom, PA, she has not really anything to be aggressive yet. She doesn't really have her damage yet. If she's going for a battle fury, she's definitely late on that. But anyway, we got we got Batrider chasing himself, or getting chased by Pudge. He does blink away. He does use his Firefly to get on the high ground. He does make it out alive. Pudge trying to see if he can line up a hook on top of anything, but nobody's here. Nobody can hear you right now, Pudge. He's actually going to sit in the jungle and heal himself up with those 10 flesh heap stacks. Meanwhile, we see a potential engagement happen on top ground. We got Clockwerk and Rubick. Rubick actually about to get hooked. Beautiful juke coming out from Rubick. Will he be able to steal the? Will he be able to steal anything? No, he steals himself a frostbite. He does do a lot of damage to Pudge, and Pudge is stuck in one spot. He should be dying here momentarily because he has so much damage coming to him. Crystal Maiden ulti does fly through. Clockwerk trying to run away. He will be able to make it also alive, but Razor stealing all the damage to Crystal Maiden. Poor Crystal Maiden. Suicide shall be dead very soon. Beautiful Nova does catch him off guard, and PA trying to follow, but she's still slowed by everything. Stifling Dagger does fly through. Does get a crit. Does kill the Crystal Maiden. But at the end of the day, that's all they got was a Pudge and a Crystal Maiden, which I guess is enough. Actually, no, they're going to be able to catch a Venomancer as well. This will be a huge deal if they can catch him too. Venom ulti is up. He might be forced to pop it, but no, he'll get hit with that surge from Darkseer, and PA throws a dagger and it crits again. These crits, guys. That's all I gotta say is these crits. This stuff hurts, man. Phantom Assassin's dagger is maxed out right now, and her dagger, as of the most latest patch that I can remember, I don't know. There's been a few patches in between that haven't really changed anything. But imagine since then they've changed it to where Phantom Assassin's dagger can now crit just as much as she can crit, which is really cool, really awesome, because that means you can finish off people sometimes with it. You might be able to get a free creep kill here or there, or you just might be able to get some obnoxious amount of damage for no reason, just with 15 freaking mana. So it's a potential for a 300 damage nuke whenever her ult. Actually, no, when her ulti's maxed out, it could be like a 700 damage nuke. I think. I don't know. I don't know the numbers on that. But needless to say, that thing crits. It seems to be like abusing the system. It's critting a little bit more than I thought it would. Because she has a 15% chance of crit. She's got 2 crits in a row with it. What are the odds of that? Darkseer Crystal Maiden in the jungle. Pudge is here. Pudge does get an iron shell. He does get hit with a nice little surge, and he's going to try to go up high ground, trying to march, see if he can catch somebody like a Razor or a Clockwerk, and it looks like Clockwerk will be the target. Clockwerk does get missed, and Pudge surge didn't run out. He's going to stay here, fight the creeps, and Clockwerk rappels forward. Does catch himself with Darkseer on the backside. Darkseer trying to cast something. Does get an iron shell off, but it doesn't really matter. He's about to die here very soon. Clockwerk just doing a nice little juke around the corner. Darkseer not able to run away. He's not able to run fast enough. Crystal Maiden going to be next. Her ulti's on cooldown, so all she can really do is turn around and throw out that frostbite. That's really about it. And now we got everybody caught out. And one of the worst ways possible, Venomancer the last person to fight. And he's going to be able to kill the Razor. And he might be able to kill somebody else, but I think that ulti needs to tick for like 3,000 more damage to kill anybody else. And Batrider should be able to make us alive. The poison sting is on him, but it's not enough to kill him. Meanwhile, down bottom, Juggernaut just casually killing a tower with his Battle Fury in hand, guys.
Dire's structures are fortified.
So let's go and take a look at the items because I haven't talked too much in depth about the items, which I would prefer to do right now. We got Juggernaut actually going for an Aghanim Scepter at the Battle Fury, which I do agree with. Like the more and more I play Juggernaut, the more and more I agree with going Aghanim Scepter. Mainly because, I mean, Ags, it's like, yeah, you only get a few more jumps, but that's free damage. That's free damage. It also gives you a lot of stats. Actually, Batrider going to be able to find himself a Juggernaut. Juggernaut going to force Batrider to back away. Juggernaut can TP out, but don't forget Batrider does have Blink there. He's actually going to sit around the high ground. Juggernaut needs to go ahead and TP if he wants to. He's actually going to find the Bat. Bat's going to pop the ulti on top of Juggernaut, pull him on the high ground. Juggernaut will be immediately popping the ulti on top of Bat, and Bat will be not going down. Venomancer just tanking up all that damage. Lucky jumps are lucky. Juggernaut does go down. Batrider survives with 24 HP. And he will be blinking his way on back home. Meanwhile, Venomancer, she's not going to get as much luck, or Clockwerk's not going to get as much luck. He does go down. Venomancer does make it out of this one alive. But the Radiant did rotate in. The Radiant did, at the end of the day, rotate in, but Juggernaut almost got a kill on top of Bat before he went down. And he said, bro, I'm not going down without a fight. And he did go down with the fight. Because he said he wouldn't go down without a fight, so he had to go down with the fight. Otherwise, it wouldn't be fair. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense. Otherwise, it would have been just a silly Juggernaut dying because Batrider got his ult. But at the end of the day, guys, Juggernaut almost able to get the kill. Needs some damage. That's basically what that tells me, that he actually needs some damage. Which, for Juggernaut, you don't really build damage anyway. I mean, you get a Desolator, so you get the bounce or free bounces, free negative armor when you pop your ult. You might get yourself a Maelstrom for the same purpose, or a Melanier for the same reasons. I guess it makes a lot more sense on Ember Spirit than Juggernaut, because you won't be popping your ulti every 6 seconds, so you can get yourself some free procs. But yeah, Battlefield is going to be a really nice item for Juggernaut because it gives him the AoE whenever he does go for the damage, and I think it works on him the same way it works on Ember Spirit, where it's like you basically pop your ult and you get a nice little AoE. I don't know exactly how it calculates where the AoE for the Battlefield flies out, but I want to say it doesn't really matter because it's just free damage. That just adds up over time, especially if people are clumped close together. That's extra damage for free. And oh, by the way, his ulti does do a whole bunch of damage as well. Clockwerk rappels forward, catches himself somebody, he catches himself Maiden, mid, that's a Crystal Maiden. See, that's all the Frostbite. TP's coming out galore. This Clockwerk just might be dead. Crystal Maiden does get healed up, pops himself a magic wand, got a lot of charge on top of that. Crystal Maiden does channel the ulti, force these guys back. Batrider was trying to come in, trying to see if he can get anything, but he does blink out immediately. And Crystal Maiden does get healed up by her allies, and these guys are still alive. They're still ready to fight. And speaking of ready to fight, they do find someone PH. She does get hooked. Pudge is going to try to go for the kill. Beautiful blink coming up from Phantom Assassin, and Batrider is there just on the precipice of her range to actually get her to jump to him and keep her alive. Meanwhile, Juggernaut is over here pushing lanes like a boss. He thinks he's an anti-mage right now. He doesn't know he's a Juggernaut. Silly, silly Juggernaut. Pudge trying to get a hook, does miss a hook. Venomancer throwing down the Plague Wars, trying to get some defensive line. Meanwhile, we got Batrider getting himself ulti on top of who's this Venomancer. Venomancer just might be dead. No, Mechanism does get popped, but Venomancer getting caught in the worst spot possible. Does go down. Razor does throw his Q. Does a nice little chunk of damage to the Darkseer, but I don't think this guy should pursue because Batrider doesn't have enough mana to pursue. Meanwhile, Juggernaut ulti was bouncing around the backside. Razor almost dead. He will be going down to a negative earn charge. Swinging around for Pudge, and Juggernaut trying to run away while he can. Pudge ulti does come through, does get canceled, and he does get pushed back like crazy coming out from those cogs, and he does finally go down. PA able to finish him off. Me on Rappel, I hear Rappel. Rappel did come forward. Clockwerk does not have an active scepter. That's the first time he used it. He does have 10 wand charges. He needs to go and pop it. He does pop it. Rubick stole something. Rubick stole the healing ward, so Clockwerk's still alive right now. This fight is going on. This is madness. Healing ward on healing ward action. Juggernaut does finally go down. Batrider trying to go for the pursuit on top of Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden gets hit with a stifling dagger, and poor Crystal Maiden. She is nothing but dead right now. And a huge turn of events. Venomancer comes in, pops his ulti, pops the Venomous Gale, trying to get the kill on top of Batrider. He should be able to get this kill on top of Bat, but I don't know if it'll really be worth it. Bat, he is getting hit with a whole bunch of dots, and these guys will deny him. The deny does go through, so beautiful job on these guys. And look, a regen room. What are the odds of that? So Rubick able to stay alive. I think it did get taken off because of the tick damage. No, okay. The ticks ran out. So at the end, like this is also I want to bring up this point too because one question a lot of people were wondering, or well, actually not, they weren't really necessarily wondering this, but one thing I saw happen like when Venomancer got his recent buffs, where his Venomous Gale, technically it's not really a buff, his Venomous Gale kind of got nerfed a little bit because I guess it was doing too much magic damage, but his Plague Wars got a buff. They got a free Poison Sting, a free Viper attack. And speaking of Viper up top, actually no, not speaking of Viper, we got Pudge chasing a Razor. Razor does go down. I guess Viper plus Razor equals Pudge. Don't know. But Clockwerk rappels, he does catch a Crystal Maiden once again, and Crystal Maiden does throw out the Frostbite. No, she can't get off in time, and Clockwerk is going to be as obnoxious as possible. Battery Assault just hitting her all up in the face, slapping her all around, and she does go down into the ground. And not just into the ground, into the river. Pudge forced that forward, Hooks does miss the hook. And Batrider does blink forward. He doesn't miss his lasso though. He's trying to get the Pudge to stop a high ground. Pudge stuck on the high ground. Will he be able to get anybody up here with him? He will be able to get somebody very soon, but they will be able to cliff walk, guys. Don't forget the way Pudge's hook works now. If he does pull somebody up there, they can cliff walk for 5 seconds, which is actually a long time. And it actually allows you to do a whole bunch of stuff. Meanwhile, we got Juggernaut ulti flying on top of, Juggernaut ulti flying on top of Clockwerk. Clockwerk does go down. Rubick does steal the spin. He will be able to use it on top of somebody like Pudge, and Pudge is going to eat a whole bunch of damage. Will he be able to run away? His 4 stabs on cooldown right now for 10 seconds, and he does go down to the Batrider. And so ends all the aggression and blood and guts and tears all over the place. And speaking of bloods and guts and tears, Juggernaut about to have a whole bunch of those happen here very soon because Batrider's on his tail. Force that forward, Blink coming forward, a lot of damage coming towards Juggernaut. He's still alive though. Juggernaut spins, gonna shoot him away. Darkseer's here. Rubick does have the spin. No, he does not have the spin. He has an Iron Shell, not the best of things to steal. He won his Surge and he does go down. He does get telekinesis off, but it doesn't really matter. Courier bringing Crystal Maiden and her Observer Wards, because those are very important. Meanwhile, we got Juggernaut still trying to run away. Batrider being as obnoxious as possible. Iron Shell is on top of him. They will be able to get this kill on top of Juggernaut. PA able to finish him off. Not enough to keep him alive. Meanwhile, the fight does happen. Beautiful Venomancer ulti catches on top of 2. I think Batrider might be dead next. Yeah, he does go down. PA is just trying to get this kill on top of this Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden just trying to run away. She just wants to go home, and Venomancer just wants to kill everyone. And he's going to be going down here very soon. No, he does make it alive. Just barely got out of range of that second drop of damage coming out from Razor's static field. Plasma field, excuse me. But just a lot of stuff going on back and forth, guys. I like this. I like this. This is a really good random pub to get the juices going so I can start studying. I don't want to do homework. But I still want to pass my classes, so I got to. Sorry, guys. Priorities, you know, I gotta have them priorities. Speaking of priorities, let's see what items these guys are prioritizing, and we see some priority coming out from Razor in the form of an Aghanim Scepter. So once he has that, he'll be able to push a tower. I don't really like Refresher or Aghanim Scepter Razor because I feel like it takes too much to build it. Like you need an amazing start to be a successful Aghanim Scepter plus Refresher or Razor, which basically means that you're going to be tearing down towers. And to me, honestly, it defeats the purpose because if you have an amazing start as a Razor, that means that your team probably knocked down a few towers. So by the time Razor finishes his Aghanim Scepter plus his Refresher Orb, there's not going to be that many towers to knock down with it anyway. His DPS will be out the roof when these team fights do break out, but guys, he had an amazing start, which means that he's probably going to have a lot of DPS anyway, or damage per second for all of you don't know. So my point being is by the time Razor gets an Aghanim Scepter plus Refresher Orb, I don't think it's worth it. I think Razor needs to go ahead and go for those Yasuos, go for those Mantis styles, just go for those obnoxious items so he can just stay on your tail and just kill you every single time. I just genuinely don't think that our at least I mean Aghanim Scepter Shore or Refresher Orb. I mean that's pushing it. But it's a little bit too early to say because Razor actually only has the pieces for an Aghanim Scepter right now. He hasn't necessarily hinted at the fact that he's going to be going for a Refresher Orb. I'm just assuming that. Anyway, speaking of assuming, we got Clockwerk assuming that these guys are alone. He does come forward, does take a whole bunch of damage. Crystal Maiden is still alive somehow. She does finally go down. Clockwerk able to Rubick able to pick a kill on top of that. Batrider pulling this Venomancer into the wrong place, and he does go down. I don't know if he drops his ult, but it doesn't really matter. Rubick trying to go for something. These guys are trying to run away. Juggernaut just being as obnoxious as possible. Body Block's trying to come for Batrider, but he forgot he's flying right now. He does get hit with the Frostbite, Juggernaut that is. And now Batrider, worst possible time for his ulti or for his Firefly to run out. He will be going out to the damage coming out from that negative own charge. But it was a little bit too much. Rubick gives a nice little Frostbite on top of Darkseer. Darkseer is going to continue to pursue. Vacuum not going to be up for a while. He can drop his wall to try to get this kill on top of Rubick, but I don't think it's worth it. He does get 4-step forward. Beautiful. Oh, sorry. He does 4-step himself forward. And Pudge comes forward. Pudge hooks. It does miss. Rubick can steal the hook if he wants to. He's going to go ahead and throw a Frostbite. He needs to go ahead and throw a Frostbite now. He does throw his Frostbite. It doesn't matter. He got caught with a rod. And here's a TP coming in from somebody who's ready to do some damage. Somebody's getting caught. And that's a PA. She's calling the ulti of Pudge. Pudge does get knocked back by that Batrider cast. And PA is able to pick up the kill on top of that. And Razor's here as well. These guys are just saying, why? Why are you chasing me right now? That's a really good question. But as far as Juggernaut goes, no sign of a Desolator yet, except for the fact that he has 1,000 gold in his bank account. But guys, that doesn't really mean much just yet. But we do have a Batrider, trying to see if we can get anybody. His items haven't really changed much, which is usually what you don't see on Batrider. Like, you usually see Batrider, maybe he gets Power Treads, he might get a... Yeah, Power Treads is the only thing I can think of. After he gets a 4-staff Blink Dagger, but he's pretty much at his full build. All he wants to do now is just make sure he survives. So maybe a Heart at one point, a Rod of Atos if he wants to be obnoxious, even more obnoxious, to keep somebody stuck in fire. Doesn't really matter. Batrider has his core items. He has his Blink Dagger, Force Staff, and Brown Boots. I guess Tranquil Boots will be no Power Checks at this point would be good because he just wants to stay alive. He does blink forward, does try to see if he can catch himself a kill on top of Juggernaut or pull on top of Juggernaut. Juggernaut ulti does fly on top of Razor. Don't forget he has an Aghanim Scepter on top of Juggernaut, and actually Juggernaut's stuck on the high ground. Just ask for a little bit of help. That's all he wants. And these guys are able to see him. These guys are revealed because don't forget there's a Sentry Ward here, and Clockwerk threw out the flare, so they're able to see everything there. Juggernaut does TP out, and they do know the smoke gank is in full effect, but Rubick is going to be a baller and hang out near the Ancients, try to go for a stack for his carry, because PA needs the gold. But let's see what PA is building right now. She's going to be going for a BKB. And guys, this is a defensive build, which is a result of what she's been facing this whole entire game, which is death, and failed kills and more failed kills and assists. So really, PA is just building what she can to keep herself in this game. You know, the fact that she's going for a BKB means she's not going to have as much damage. To put that into perspective, Juggernaut just critted for 530 something on a creep or something like that, and PA she critted for 480 something. So Juggernaut's keeping on par with PA's crazy crits, and she has 2 points on her ulti. Whenever PA crits, she crits for 380 or 350%, which is like 3 times, almost 4 times the amount of damage that she did normally. Juggernaut healing crits for 2 times that, so he crits for 200% damage. So he does double damage whatever he crits. So long story short, guys, PA has 0 damage relative to Juggernaut. I mean, they can still probably kill each other pretty easy. And speaking of kill each other pretty easy, we got the jungle wars going on. These guys are trying to fight that, trying to have the ward wars going on. Juggernaut ulti does fly on top of Clockwerk, nice bounce on top of creeps. He does find a Rubick. Rubick does go down. Juggernaut will be able to get the kill on top of Clockwerk as well. Double kill for him, feeling like a baller. Razor does throw a static link. Static link doesn't really do much, and these guys will be backing away while they can. Maiden running as slow as crap because not only does she have bad movement speed, but she does have a stifling dagger in her back. I was going to say behind, but that sounds awkward. And look, a TP coming down from Venomancer because he doesn't need to be there. He wants to finish his Shadow Blade, which is actually finished right now. Pudge does fly, trying to see if he can fish for anything. Doesn't catch any much. Juggernaut does have another Blade Fury up, so he will be fine. Batrider does have his ulti on top of Dark Seer. Dark Seer does get pulled forward. Beautiful person to go for. PA popping that BKB, trying to go for the fight. Pudge is going to actually pull her forward, pull her back, and she's going to be kind of sort of wasting a BKB. She didn't take any damage yet. But if she had something to actually, or if she had it right now, she might be able to actually do something. But these guys aren't going to be caught on the worst way possible. Pulled out of their base. Made a beautiful ulti, catching everybody inside of it. These guys trying to run away, desperately trying to see if they can get. Pudge has his ulti ready for anybody he finds. He finds a Rubick, and Rubick does go down. Sacrificial lamb, my tail. He's not the only one that's about to die. Clockwerk going around before, trying to catch a kill on top of somebody. He catches himself a Juggernaut, but Juggernaut has too much HP right now, I think, and he has 3 seconds before he can spin again. His ulti's actually back up. He can't actually turn around and go for a kill on top of anybody who decides to walk too far, and they step too far out of the base. Razor does go down. He's bounced onto PA. PA goes down too. Triple kill for Juggernaut. Just a casual triple kill, guys. And this fight is still going on. Batrider is stuck on the high ground. Juggernaut playing chicken with him. But who's going to really win this game? And of course, it's going to be the Radiant because they're surrounding this Batrider. Batrider does blink away. Venomous Gale does land on top of Bat. The Bat should have a Force Staff in 6 seconds, so he should be fine. And guys, that was freaking sick. That's all I gotta say. Oh, and by the way, Pudge has a casual 20 flesh heap stacks.
Bottom tower is under attack.
He's about on par with Roshan. And when I say that, I mean like he's about. Well, never mind, that doesn't make any sense. You're right, guys.
Top tower
Sorry,
is under attack.
I tried to make a reference to Pudge getting was it 23,000 flesh heap stacks from killing people with like 3 battle furies and 2 hearts from Dire Tide for 24 minutes. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was something ridiculous. And speaking of Roshan, we got Juggernaut saying, "Yo, bro, I'm a man. I'm gonna kill Roshan all by my lonesome." Throws down a healing ward. Hillamon is going to be able to help him fight this, and also his allies. We got Batrider actually on the high ground. He's going to reveal himself right now. He shouldn't have revealed himself at all. He should have just waited for the perfect moment when Juggernaut's a little bit lower. He does pull him out. He does pull him back. Nobody really here to support the Batrider, and that's going to be his ulti on cooldown for a whole entire 60 seconds, which means it should be up for the next team fight. Meanwhile, Juggernaut's healing ward just hanging out with Roshan because Roshan needs a friend. Clockwerk, Death of a Flare, looking for a Rapple. The whole entire Dae-Su are all around the Roshan pit, desperately waiting for the perfect moment to go in. And if you just take a look at it real fast, they can all. Well, we got Juggernaut ulti bouncing around. Rubick taking so much damage. He does force himself away. He is going to be able to survive. And Juggernaut, he's just going to be backing away with no kills left. Rubick does give himself a spin, so that will help him do something at least. And Clockwerk does raffle forward for the backside, just escape some damage. And we got Pudge. Pudge ulti does pop himself a BKB. Of all things, he goes for a BKB. PA versus Pudge. They're not really doing anything, but Razor's still all the damage from Pudge, so Pudge not going to be able to do much damage to the PA to actually get the kill. These guys are just having the derpiest of fights. I don't know what's going on anymore, but Maiden does get a kill on top of Razor of all things. And Rubick damage, his HP, it just started ticking on down, but that was one of the strangest fights I've seen in a while. But that should be Roche. That should be Roche for the Radiant if they really want to go for it. That tier 3 high ground is going to be there when they come back. Roshan, this is the prime time for them to get it because Razor's dead for 43 seconds. Barrow's ulti is off cooldown, yes. But, and actually, yeah, Clockwerk's ulti is on cooldown right now. Oh, 10 seconds, never mind. Okay, that was a horrible idea. Meanwhile, at Gorgeous Dota gonna go ahead and beat on at the ground or at the grave. Hashtag dead game Dota. Batrider does blink forward, does get a nice little hook or raffle on top. Oh man, he got an ulti on top of a creep. I thought it was on Pudge, but it looks like it was a little bit of a misclick. So Pudge's gonna be able to survive and live another day. I don't think he would have died actually because he could have forced himself out. But 2 hero, 1 creep. Yeah, yes guys, that's a new video on YouTube. Go look it up. 9 HP left on that barracks. Juggernaut going to be able to finish off for his 366 gold to Gryffindor. PA does still have Stifling Dagger, does do a whole bunch of damage to that Venomancer, but not enough to actually kill him. She really wishes she had level 3 Volta. Pudge does blink forward, or does pop his BKB, does go forward on top of PA. PA popped the BKB of her own. Juggernaut says, bro, screw your BKB, screw your match me. I got right click damage with my ult. He does throw an ulti. Ulti doesn't really do much. This fight still happening. Pudge hooks on one person. PA blinks forward on another person. Force that forward on top of Darkseid. He's trying to go for what he can. Pudge finally going down, being a little bit too aggressive. Does finally learn his lesson. Does put him in his place, and he does die while he's in his place. Meanwhile, Razor and everybody else is going to go ahead and casually walk through this wall of illusions, or wall of replica. Blink forward, coming out from Batrider. Wants to get a kill on top of Venomancer, who's the last person left alive. He does get hit with a Stifling Dagger. Does pop himself a Shadow Blade, so these guys will not be able to pursue that anymore because no detection on their side at all. But they will get detection soon because they know that Venomancer is going to be as obnoxious as possible with his ult. Don't know if you guys know this, but Venomancer can do some very sick setups. If he has a Shadow Blade, which means that you don't know where he's at all times, he can just pretty much just casually walk on in, like right in the middle of your lines, throw an ult, and then throw a well-placed Venomous Gale, and then probably die afterwards. But the point is, he threw his stuff, he doesn't care. So Roshan and Tim will be done. Phantom Assassin, BKB is in effect. We've seen it used a whole bunch of times already, but it's my first time actually mentioning it. Officially mentioning it. Darkseer going to be going for a Sheep Stick, which would be great versus Batrider or Phantom Assassin. Probably more so Phantom Assassin than Batrider. Juggernaut himself an MKB, which is going to be an excellent item for him to have as well versus PA. That means that he can't miss, which means that Phantom Assassin, your life is probably going to be gone when Juggernaut pops an ult on you all by your momentum. Needless to say, PA is actually critting for 800 right now, so that's really good. And Roshan will be left for Clockwerk to pick up. Don't know if I agree with that necessarily, but they do need to pick up this Aegis. They're going to try to just hold it out for a little bit. PA does come back and pick it up. Clockwerk rappels forward, does come himself one person. Venomancer is here on side, and we got ulti coming out from Pudge. Actually, no, his ulti does not go through. We got Batrider ulti catch on top of Pudge, trying to waste that time on top of that BKB. That's all he really wants to do. And Batrider is stuck inside the pit of death, and he does not go down. Pudge does go down though. A whole bunch of damage going towards his way. He really needs some armor, but guys, that's an after statement. Juggernaut ulti bouncing around. Speaking of people who need armor, PA needs armor, but who needs armor? We have Aegis. That is right, guys. Phantom Assassin. She still does need it. Frostbite does come from Maiden. No blink away coming out from PA, and PA does casually die on the backside of that river of death and ice and fire and stuff. Meanwhile, Clockwerk's still on the run. These guys do find him. They want to go for the kill. Force that forward on top of Juggernaut, so Juggernaut can actually help this pursue. Clockwerk cut off from all civilization. He's going to do a nice little juke by standing still. Force staff up in 8 seconds. Will he be able to make it alive? Power cogs on one side. He will be able to force staff in 3 seconds, but actually no, he's out of mana. He needs a little more mana. Trying to hide himself his cogs. Trying to play the Game of Thrones right here. And these guys will not be able to get into him. Darkseer, I thought he was about to TP up, but no, he's just trying to do what he can. Force staff onto the low ground. Clockwerk, will he be able to make it alive? Maiden Frost Nova. He does get force staff forward again by Rubick, and he does make it safe. If we were playing baseball, that's what they always say. We just play clockball, guys. We just play clockball. Anyway, Juggernaut pops himself a spin. Batrider gonna pull him right on back around the side. Batrider knows he's in a little bit of trouble because Juggernaut ulti should be up very soon. Rubick does have a Ghost Scepter, so that's a really nice item to have, but just not versus an Iron Shell. Just not versus an Iron Shell. And ulti coming up from Juggernaut does go on top of Batrider, so Batrider doesn't feel any right clicks anymore, but it doesn't end his ulti. Don't forget that they did change the way that works. And we got actually Rubick does get the ulti of Juggernaut. He's going to be bouncing around a few times. Just trying to get a kill. He does get a kill on top of Juggernaut ultimately, so Juggernaut sadly dying to his own ability. And speaking of people down to their own ability, we got Maiden dying because of her own inability to run and GTFO. We got the chases going on full effect on the backside. Razor, what items do you have? A hand of -4 staff, Agony Scepter, and he's going for it looks to be a Basher. Or no, I'm sorry, Assange, right? Assange. Seems that he's going for a Heaven's Halberd. Or if not a Heaven's Halberd, maybe he's going for Sange and Yasha. Yeah, okay, fine. But I can dream, can't I? And the reason why I say the reason why I mentioned that he could be going for Sange and Yasha, which honestly at this point in the game, I would think that that'll be probably one of the worst items he can go for right now. Sange is really good for giving you a lot of cheap HP, relatively speaking. But the Yasha, Sange and Yasha at this point, I mean, it's just kind of a waste of 2,050 gold, one way or the other. Either go for the damage or go for the HP, but don't go for both. Heaven's Halberd would be really nice at this point, but Juggernaut does have himself an MKB, so he gives 0 cares about your evasion right now. Speaking of giving 0 cares, we got Pudge, Invis Rune. He's going to body block Rubick a little bit. Does go for the Rot, and this is a full force support coming in from the front side. PA getting pulled in, does pop himself a BKB, forced to run away. She's going to be able to TP out because she has a BKB, and that's right, guys. Hook does not stop your BKB, or Hook does not interrupt your channel spells while you're BKB. It does still pull you though. We got Batrider still trying to run on the backside. He did get hit with a nice little auto right click coming out from Venomancer. I did not mean to do that, guys. Sorry, my apologies. But we got Batrider about to be down here very soon. But PA made it out alive. PA made it out alive, and Razor looks like he's gonna be able to make it out alive. Nope, he ain't gonna be able to make it alive. This is gonna be a dead Razor. Giant just casually running towards him. Does pop the ulti. Force that coming forward from Razor.
My blade has tasted better.
And it's really difficult to deal with the Juggernaut's ulti now that you can't just get rid of it with the Ghost Scepter, which is great for Juggernaut, but it really sucks when you're playing against the Juggernaut, because that is 12 jumps that you have to worry about, especially if you're all by yourself. You better have a godly amount of HP or something.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Right before him, Clockwerk catches up a Venomancer who's actually close enough to the tower to where if he goes invisible, it won't really matter. He does go invisible. Clockwerk will be able to go down here very soon on the outside of his colors. PA trying to go forward, trying to be aggressive, won't really be able to do much. Her BKB was already used. Tornado up on top of her. Pudge trying to go for the main fight versus the Rubick. Rubick body blocking like a boss. Maiden does throw out the frostbite on top of PA, and PA is trying to trace at Maiden. Maiden doing a whole bunch of damage. Everybody, will she be able to survive? Yes, she does survive, but no extra she doesn't. Tower kills her. Pudge might be down to another tower. Yeah, Pudge is dead to another. Oh! Too much HP. Too much HP, guys. And now we got a Venomancer get pulled in by the Batrider. Batrider forced to pop his ult on top of Venomancer. That's when you know. That's when you know stuff's going on, guys. Yeah, but now we got Darkseer being casually couriered over this way. And now we got Juggernaut casually currying Batrider the other way. Now we got not Batrider. Now we got Razor doing a nice little force step forward. And look, Razor gets called Juggernaut ulti again. Guys, I feel like I've seen this before. I feel like the same exact thing happened like in this general area, and there's a repeat of what happened before. So yeah, silly way to die. Pudge 25 flush heap stacks because why the freak not? BKB, he's gonna go for a kill on top of Clockwerk. Clockwerk gonna try to do what he can to get away, and he does force himself forward. Clockwerk does get hit with the ulti. Does get hit with the hook coming up from Pudge, and he does grapple his way forward towards Pudge to try to stun him, but it wasn't enough. Juggernaut too much damage to deal with, and Rubick would you still? He's still the ulti of Juggernaut. He's gonna actually force himself forward. Does get hit with the sheep stick, and he's in a little bit of trouble. He does have an ulti. He can't pop it. He's gonna pop it now. It doesn't really matter. He doesn't have enough time. He does go down, and there's a cycling dagger on top of Pudge, but Pudge has way too much HP. PA trying to go for the man fight, but she can't really fight the man right now because Juggernaut got too much damage, too much items. Your evasion means nothing when I have an MKB, guys. And there's a 4-step forward for Maiden on top of Juggernaut, and boom, that's the end of the game. So yeah, like I said, a great way to break from studying, which I have to go start now. And also my tea that I was drinking, if you guys haven't heard in the background, but I was drinking tea and it's going cold now. But that doesn't matter, guys. This was an awesome game. This is Random Podcast number 74. I love you guys. Love you all. I hope you guys enjoyed the cast. Shout out to all the players, of course. But I hope you guys enjoyed the cast. I'll see you guys whenever.